Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday night Symmetry Financial Group corporate overview. We are so happy that you joined us. My name is Sarah Pappas. I am a managing vice president with Symmetry Financial Group. So proud to be a part of Symmetry Financial Group for a little over 7 years. Guys, I think I finally figured out what I'm going to be when I grow up. I am joined by my good buddy, Brad. If you want to just give everybody a wave, Brad. We are going to bring Brad on a little bit later. Hello. And
How's it going?
Excelente. Thank you, Brad. So yeah, we're going to bring Brad on a little bit later to share his story and share a little piece of our corporate overview with you. But I'd like to just kind of welcome you all by letting you know a little bit of my story before we get into it. I promise you by the end of this webinar, you'll probably, hopefully 95 to 99% of your questions will be answered. We're going to go over the company, the business model, the sales system, the compensation plan, how you get paid, and how you can get involved. And you will also get a chance to hear from a couple of Symmetry agents. And then at the end, if you'd like to stick around, we like to open up the webinar at the very end for a meet and greet. All right, in this digital age that we live in, it's nice to see people face to face. So if you would like to introduce yourself at the end of this webinar, you will have an opportunity to do so. But again, my name is Sarah Pappas. I'm from Franklin, Tennessee. Been so blessed to be part of Symmetry for 7 years now. I got my insurance license in August of 2012, and probably like many of you, I never woke up one morning and said, oh, I'd like to be an insurance agent. That like never happened. Okay, I didn't go to school for insurance. I don't even have a finance degree. I got my bachelor's degree in psychology, and I went into the social services. So I have always had a desire to help people, to work with people. And my husband and I have always had an entrepreneurial spirit. And we both knew that we wanted to do something that we could own. Eventually, we wanted to own our own time. We had dreams of financial independence. And thankfully, Symmetry came our way. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that kind of as we go. But if you can relate to any of that, I know the pandemic has hit so many people in not so great way. And it's caused a little bit of a shift in the workforce. I know a lot of people are looking for a new career, looking for new opportunities. Some people, and like some people on our team, like physically cannot go out and work in the workplace anymore or meet with families in person anymore. So we have a unique opportunity here where we have a 100% virtual platform, work from home platform. And of course, it's more fun when you get to work with people. Like you're going to see, it's been so fun to work with Brad Sullivan and his team, and you're going to meet a couple people from his team. You're going to maybe meet some people at the end in the meet and greet. You can kind of get a feel for our culture. I always say there's 3 things that make Symmetry unique. And those 3 things are its leadership, its vision, and its culture. And these are certainly the 3 things that have kept Mike and I at Symmetry over the last 7 years. All right, so I'm just going to kind of dive in here and kind of get this thing started. And like I said, I'll share some of my story along the way, but I want to give everybody a fair shake on what Symmetry is all about. All right, Inc. magazine ranked Symmetry among the top 5,000 fastest growing US companies for 5 years in a row. And I can't wait till we get our numbers updated in this presentation, because I'm going to show you in a minute how we actually were able to grow amidst the pandemic. Okay. Most companies out there did not grow. Sadly, a lot of companies went out of business. We have proven time and again that we are in a recession-proof company. We're in a pandemic-proof company. More and more people are recognizing their need for our products, their need for life insurance, their need for critical illness policies. We have the amazing privilege of being able to help families, protect what's most important to them. And so, voted top company culture by Entrepreneur Magazine 2017 and 2018. Symmetry was founded in the middle of one of the Great Recession. In fact, that's what it's called. I was going to say the biggest mortgage crisis our nation has ever faced. Back in 2009, these three gentlemen, Brandon Ellison, Casey Watkins, and Brian Pope, founded Symmetry, a mortgage protection based insurance company in the middle of a mortgage crisis. I don't know what they were thinking, but they clearly believed in the products that we carry. They believed in the leadership, the vision of the company that includes, by the way, that vision includes you. All right. Symmetry has a vision to one day be a household name. All right. How are we going to do that? Well, we'd like to invite you to partner with us. I'm going to show you the market capability here in a second and show you, man, if you want a small piece of the pie, if you want a big piece of the pie, you can have the whole pie if you want to. There's enough for everybody. So these guys provide the leadership, the founders of the company, and these are who we get to work with. I got to meet them. Just to share a little personal story, I got to meet actually Brandon and Casey. The company is founded in Asheville, North Carolina, one of my favorite cities in the country. Just beautiful, kind of artsy, kind of hippie, beautiful landscape in the Smoky Mountains. And so I love any excuse to go to Asheville. Well, I was invited to Asheville within being at Symmetry for two to 3 weeks, and I had the opportunity to meet the founders, and I jumped at that opportunity. I think meeting them and realizing that these were everyday people, down to earth people, people that I not only would follow, but people that I'd like to hang out with, made it very attractive and made me all the more committed to what I could do at Symmetry, right? Partnering with a company that you can trust, partnering with leaders that you can trust, knowing that the company is not going away, knowing that we've got stability years and decades down the road into the future, that you can build something here that will last. I know for me, I recognize that from the moment I met these guys. I can remember texting my husband, Mike, in the back of the room saying, Mike, I found it. I finally found our final resting place. This is where we're going to grow old. We're going to grow old with these people. This is it. And again, that was in November of 2013. And Symmetry has really changed our life, our lifestyle. We've been able to help so many families along the way, and maybe you're one of them. Again, what we do is we protect what's most important to people. We protect their loved ones. We protect, we do things like mortgage protection, and we cover people with term life policies, with whole life policies, and that kind of stuff. But we do it because our clients care about their loved ones. They care about leaving a legacy. They care about not leaving behind debt. They care about providing the same lifestyle if something were to happen to them. And so our products are so very important. If you've ever been to a funeral where they were passing the hat and couldn't afford to pay for the casket, you know how heartbreaking that is, where just for a few bucks a month, 40, 50 bucks a month, 60 bucks a month, maybe, that would be a totally different story. So we can cover families from birth all the way up to age 89. One of my favorite stories is from a brand new agent. This happened a couple months ago. It was like her second month in the business. She actually met with an 89-year-old woman and was able to help that woman with her critical illness policy at the age of 89. How fun is that? So we protect families along life's journey, all the way through even some of our retirement products, tax-free retirement. We have a Smart Start program for kids to save for their college education. Guys, if you know anybody whose kids' college fund is in a 529, we gotta help rescue that. I call them 529 rescues, 401k rescues. Like, get your money out of the stock market and protect it and let it grow in a place that's safe, secure, gonna grow. I always tell people, we don't have a license to lose your money. Your money through our insurance products will be your money is insured, essentially. So we can do annuities, fixed annuities, you name it. So we help protect families along the way. And we get to do it by partnering with over 30 top rated life insurance companies. And these are all, when we say top rated, we're talking about A rated carriers, carriers that pay their claims, carriers that provide amazing customer support, customer service, agent support, amazing agent support. Companies like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, Foresters, American Amicable, American General, Fidelity and Guaranty, John Hancock, companies that are the staples of our country, companies that have been around for 150, 200 years. We get to partner with these companies. And here's the need again. Is there a need for our products? Absolutely. Over 119 million households, and 60% of those households are either underinsured or uninsured, meaning they don't have any coverage at all. So I'm going to show you how we get in front of these households. But imagine this, 7 out of 10 households rely on 2 incomes. If one of the breadwinning income earners were to die or become disabled and lose their ability to earn that income, that would severely hurt the family. In fact, death, divorce, and disability, the 3 Ds, are the highest reasons of foreclosures in our country. Did you know that only a mere $500 extra per month would save most families from foreclosure? So we can help in all of these situations: death, disability, not so much the divorce piece, but let that be a cautionary tale. Don't get divorced. All right, the average funeral costs $10,000 or more. All right, doesn't matter what age you are, it's expensive. And most people don't have $10,000 sitting in their bank account. And sadly, most Americans over the age of 65, in fact, 90% of Americans are relying on friends, family, Social Security, or charity for actually 90% or more of their income. Sorry, that was 45%. I want to give the wrong stats there. Now I get to brag on our company here. And you can see the growth chart from 2009 to 2019. I'll tell you what the 2020 numbers were. But clearly, I hope you're impressed that we've grown every single year. When I came to Symmetry, they had just completed they were in their 4th year in business. And I thought, man, cool. Here's a company that's kind of gotten out of its infancy stages, worked out some of the kinks, a company that I can really run with. You might be thinking, wow, this company is 10, 11 years old now. Is there room for me? And I'm here to tell you that what Symmetry has been putting in place over the years, and specifically what they've put in place just this past year, now there's never been a better time to join Symmetry. In fact, now is probably a better opportunity to join Symmetry than when I joined Symmetry 7 years ago. I'm going to show you why here in a second. But let's look at 2019 stats. We did 122.9 million in sales. Guess what we did in 2020? I mean, you're probably thinking, oh, maybe like 135, like 150. Would that be cool? Guys, we did 162 million in total sales revenue last year during a pandemic. All right. We had to last year completely shift our entire business model from face-to-face appointments to virtual appointments, to telesales, video sales, Zoom sales. And we were able to grow by $40 million in the middle of a pandemic. That's pretty amazing. So if you just looked at the 2019 stats and you look at the total market capacity being 2.35 billion, all right, in the total life insurance marketplace, we did 5.32% of that in 2019. Okay, not bad for a 10-year-old company that's growing. But what we've put in place last year, just imagine this: we purchased three call centers. I was gonna say mail houses. We already work with the mail houses to provide amazing leads and marketing, which I'll tell you about. But we actually acquired 3 call centers last year to improve client retention, to create more sales that will end up as commissions for you, the agents. We were able to add to our workforce. We were able to pivot to virtual sales. We were able to go online and use technology in ways that we've never done before. We've been able to beef up the home office staff. So, what we've done is we've created more marketing, more home office support, and more follow up support so that when you, the agent, come here, you've got a clear runway to just take off. This is why I'm saying there's never been a better time to join Symmetry. We're ready. We're ready for masses of agents to come and join us because there's a lot of families out there to help. 119 million just homeowner families that we can get in front of through our marketing. You can choose how you want to participate with Symmetry, and Brad's going to actually show you here in a minute if you were to join us part-time or full-time. And here's what I'm going to show you here on this page. Excuse me. You can choose to be a producer, or you can choose to build a team here, and you can do both. All right. If you just want to come and help families and make a commission, absolutely, there is a producer track for you. In fact, we will offer you the best training out there, the best agent support out there, competitive contracts ranging from 70% all the way to 120%. You can make a six-figure income here your very first year and grow it from there as a producer. Okay. That's an awesome place to be. In fact, that's kind of when I started in this industry, that's where I wanted to be as a producer. But when I came to Symmetry and I saw that they had an owner track, that's what I really wanted to do. That's where I feel like we're able to provide the most impact. It's not just from helping families with our products, but also by helping individuals create an income, create a life, create a lifestyle, create a legacy for their children, for their grandchildren, through the ownership program with Symmetry. And Symmetry, as far as I know, is the only company out there that offers an owner's contract to agents who build a team. And when your team is doing a significant amount, about 50,000 in premium per month, and you've got about 6 or 7 people on your team, you can actually sign an owner's contract, meaning you own your own business. Kind of like imagine owning your own State Farm business. The problem is when you own a State Farm business and you die, guess who gets the franchise? The franchise goes back to State Farm, sadly. Here at Symmetry, if you build up an agency and you create an agency and you have an owner's contract, if you were to pass away, your business and all your hard work that went into it will go to a licensed spouse or family member. Okay. Meaning your legacy lives on. That is huge. And again, I don't know any other company in this industry that offers that. Symmetry, when you go on the owner's track, it feels a little bit like running a franchise. Okay, because you have access to all of Symmetry's marketing materials, all of Symmetry's training and sales system and team support without the franchise fees. Okay, so if you're like me, we actually, Mike and I used to run a small franchise, a little tiny itty bitty one. We used to do digital photo booths back in the day, back in like 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009. We were going to weddings and setting up photo booths at weddings and doing that on the side on the weekends. We were driving all around the place. We had a little franchise. Ultimately, that little franchise wasn't going to make us millionaires. Okay. We had fun doing it. We learned a lot of valuable lessons along the way about business ownership and franchises and that kind of stuff. But ultimately, we knew that wasn't our final resting place, especially when in 2010, 2011, everybody became able to set up a photo booth at their wedding, basically free of charge. So our business quickly became obsolete. So, thus began our journey to look for what is out there. And here's where I'm going to share my story just a little bit, because I think some of you can probably relate to this. We were looking for the business. And we had tried lots of things. We tried this little franchise. I tried doing consulting within my field of nonprofits and social work and fundraising. We tried a bunch of things. We tried network marketing. Sadly, I wanted that to work really bad, but it just wasn't for me. Apparently, I wasn't the 1% of the top 1% that can make it in network marketing. So I was looking for a real business. I was looking for a business where I could still own my own time, be my own boss. I was looking for a business where I could make all the commissions I wanted to make and never have anybody come to me and say, sorry, Sarah, you're making too much. We're going to take half of it. Or, man, Sarah, you did a great job. You really built up this territory. Now we're going to take it back and give it to somebody else. Or, wow, Sarah, you did a lot of great sales, but sadly, we're going to cut your commission. Has that ever happened to anyone? I'm sure it has. And so I wanted the freedom of financial independence, of not having a ceiling on my income, of being my own boss. I had this huge list of things that I wanted and didn't want. At the top of the list of things that I didn't want is I did not want to cold call, door knock. I did not want to hustle down my friends and family. Now, don't get me wrong, this is the best opportunity out there. I believe we should be telling everybody about this opportunity. But at the end of the day, I didn't want to belong to an organization where that's what I had to do. I wanted to actually sell products that made a difference. And it feels really good to get deposits in my bank account from companies like Mutual of Omaha, like National Life Group, like John Hancock, that I know are stable companies. They're not going anywhere. And I am proud to represent their products. So finding Symmetry was actually an answer to prayer. It provided everything that we were looking for in a business, in the ability to grow a team, in our desire to have influence and have impact out there in the community. So let me get back to this because that was my little side detour. I told you I was going to share a little bit more about my story, and that's where the owner's track really made a difference in our lives. I became an owner with Symmetry within my first 7 months of being here, and that was a really great experience. In fact, within 10 months of me being here, my husband Mike was able to walk away from his full-time job where he was earning six figures, but he saw the potential here at Symmetry. He thought, man, if I stay here, I'm just going to be wasting my time building someone else's dream, where if I could step away from that and put some serious effort. Now, it's not a get rich quick scheme, guys. It took us 4 years to hit the top contract when Mike came on board, after Mike came on board. We worked really, really hard for 4 years. And we did hit the top contract. We didn't do it by ourselves. We did it with people like Brad Sullivan and Trey Smith, who you're going to meet in a minute, and Beth Maddox and Steve Barnett and Andrew West, and so many amazing people on the team. Phil Robertson, Jacob Peterson. I can't continue naming all the wonderful people who have joined our team and planted their flag here with Symmetry. So, so let's talk a little bit about our marketing, okay? Because you may be wondering, how do we get in front of our clients if we don't have to cold call, door knock, go to endless networking meetings? How do we get in front of our clients? Well, Symmetry spends hundreds of thousands of dollars a week on marketing. Okay. They send out direct mail, they send out postcards, they have a telemarketing team, they spend a ton of money on digital advertising to produce high quality digital leads from people that are qualified, who need our products, and who have requested that a salesperson contact them. Okay. What they then turn around and do is they sell those marketing pieces. We call them leads. They sell those to us as the agents for about a third of the cost of what it takes to manufacture them. All right. So this should tell you a couple things about Symmetry. Number one, they're committed to producing a high quality lead. Number two, they're committed to you, the agent, all right, to getting those leads in your hands at an affordable price. If you don't want to spend some money on an A lead that's hot off the press, that's typically right around $36 a piece. If you're okay with spending a little bit more time on the phones, you can buy bonus leads. Those are leads that are a little bit older. Okay, they're leads from clients that have not been resolved yet. We don't know why they're still in the system, they have not been contacted, or they've just never picked up the phone. Those leads range in price from 50 cents to $12. So, really, when it comes to your marketing, if when you start your own business with Symmetry, yes, I'm going to say it like that because you are an entrepreneur here. You get 1099 from the insurance companies. So when you start your own business, you're going to have to figure out a way to get in front of your clients. And the Symmetry Leads program is one of the best ways to do it. Now, you don't have to use our Leads program, but it is a wonderful way to get in front of your clients. And it's part of our sales system. So you can spend your time selling and being with families instead of spending most of your time prospecting for clients, right? So again, all kinds of leads, many different ways to generate them. How about our sales system and our support? All right, because we do have proprietary training through Quility U, Symmetry University, through webinars, Zoom trainings, you name it. We've got a CRM and lead management. We've got marketing assistance, recruiting assistance, ongoing support through mentors, coaches. I always tell people, I'm not your boss. I'm not your manager. You can think of me more as a mentor or a coach, because I promise you, wherever you're at on the journey here, whether you're not even licensed yet or whether you're on the way to becoming an agency owner, I promise you, we've been there. All right. We can help you, whatever your goal is. We've got InsurTech tools. I just wanted to say that word because InsurTech sounds kind of cool, but we've got replicating websites. So when you come here, for 35 bucks a month, you can get your own Symmetry website. Okay, you can look very professional online. You can market yourself as a financial services professional, as an insurance professional, with a Symmetry website. We've got a virtual mentor and virtual assistants to help you with your underwriting, to help you track your business. We've got a power dialer that will help you get 30 to 40% more dials made, which translates into 30 to 40% more appointments. So we've got some amazing tools that you can use. We also have a leadership track, okay? We kind of like to tease a little bit and say that Symmetry is a personal development, leadership development company that just happens to sell life insurance, right? Why do we say that? Because we put a huge emphasis on personal growth and leadership development. So, if you are into that, if you are into striving to become the highest version of yourself possible and growing and reading and being a healthy person, like, this might be for you. If you don't like any of that, this might not be for you. We have a mantra around here. We say your business will grow to the extent that you do. All right. So we have tools that you can plug into, like Giant Leadership Coaching, Thrive, Agency Owner Academy, Connect is for Women. We've got some really awesome book lists. We've got, people that get together and do miracle morning together. We have a lot of emphasis on personal growth and self-development, which, if you know me, I love that kind of stuff. I kind of geek out on that stuff. But this is where I want to bring on Brad Sullivan here for a minute. And actually, I'm going to stop the share. You want to come on here for a minute, Brad? There you are. All right. Well, Brad, we're gonna let everybody know what the compensation plan looks like here in a minute. But before we do, I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself and share with us a little bit about your story here, because I think you're coming up on 1 year. I don't even think you've been with us for an entire year yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So tell us a little bit about, first of all, introduce yourself, please, and what you did before Symmetry, and what you've been able to do here since coming to Symmetry.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on the corporate overview. Of course, it's always an honor and privilege. My name's Brad Sullivan, father of a 1.5 and 4.5-year-old, and we're here in Northeast Atlanta. So, I grew up in the Georgia area and got really involved in sports and played some college tennis at East Carolina University. And I came back, and the easy fallback job was to be a tennis pro. So I was at a country club for 11 years, and it was great. I loved it. It was pretty good money. It was crazy hours. And when we had our son, it was important for us to eat dinner together. So that wasn't happening, getting home at 9:30 at night. And plus I was kind of getting burned out. And like Sarah said, I've always had the entrepreneur mindset. So I've always looked for additional ways to make money and tried some different things and just never really had much success with it. And about, I always say 4 years, but it's been a little over 4.5 years now. We were living up on the lake in Beaufort, Georgia, and uh, right before our son was born, my wife had some health issues, and that kind of put us in a hole financially. So I kind of had to find another stream of income, and I met a lady where I was coaching tennis, and she was in the financial industry, and I started working with them, and I worked with them part time for a while, and I learned a lot and made a little, and I did a year full time, and just was not making it financially, and we had to end up selling our house back in February of 2020 and move in with my mom, which was not a not a great feeling with kids and a family and the provider, the provider of the family. So that was not easy. That's when COVID and all that started happening. So we went to Kentucky for a couple months, but right before that, I had met up with Phil Robertson, who I had been in touch with, and we just the timing was right. There's a crazy story that I'll get into for some of you sometime, but we ended up meeting up, and kind of everything I had experienced in that year full time in the industry, where I really busted it and just wasn't making it. He had been through all that, and he had come to Symmetry, and he was in going into his third year, and he was making good income, and it really had been life changing for him. And talked to Sarah and a lot of the other leaders, and was like, wow, this it just feels like a family here, and something that I can get onto, especially with leads provided, because I never had leads provided, right? So that's how I got here. Sarah, you and I have talked many times. It's hard not to get emotional talking about it, because where we were 10 and a half months ago, it's been life changing for us, and when I get into a little bit of the compensation, I mean, that's my numbers are really close, if not a little higher than what the examples are of a full-time agent. So we've definitely been blessed, and just excited to see what's to come.
Thanks, Brad. And since you're not gonna brag about your own numbers, I will. Guys, Brad issue paid over $80,000 in his first 6 months of being here. Okay, that's what's possible. All right, and you might come here and you might be in similar situation financially, where you're like, you need this to work. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you this can work. Okay, Brad, I know that we teach the 3 C's around here, right? We teach you got to have the 3 C's. You got to be coachable. You got to be willing to ask for help. You got to be willing to change. You got to be committed to the process. This is not a get rich quick scheme here, guys. You for the cost of your insurance license coming to Symmetry, you will have the opportunity to make more money than you ever dreamed of. Okay, but we call it a get rich slow opportunity. All right, you got to be committed to the process. And then you got to be consistent. So whether you're working part-time or full-time, you got to be consistent to your hours. And I'm going to have Brad share with you what that might look like on a part-time or a full-time basis. Guys, we get paid, just to give a little background to that, we get paid by annual premium. So when we help a family, whatever they're paying monthly for their life insurance, that times that by 12, that's the annual premium. So I'm going to use the average. Okay, I love to talk about averages. All right, because we like to under promise and over deliver around here. So the average premium per family is about $80 to $85 a month people will spend on their life insurance. Times it by 12, and for easy math, we're going to call it $1,000. Okay, $1,000 annual premium per sale. Starting contract is at 70%. Goes all the way up to 120%. You can give yourself a pay raise by 5% every 2 months. What? Okay, most people work an entire year, Brad, to maybe get a 3% raise. Maybe. You can give yourself a 5% commission increase every 2 months here just by increasing your skills and helping more families. Okay, but starting commission is 70%. Not too bad, guys. Not too bad. 70% of 1,000 is how much? $700 for your first commission. Now, 75% of that gets paid up front. We call it the carrier advance. Okay. The reason why you get 75% of your commission up front, the other 25% gets paid out during months 10, 11, and 12. That's to ensure that you're truly helping the family, that you're finding a product that meets their needs and fits into their budget, product that they need, want, and are going to keep. Okay. So you'll get your 75% carrier advance. It's somewhere around $560 a pop. Okay, deposited in your bank account with the other 125 or so paid out over months 10, 11, and 12. So you can see there's a producer track that you can follow if you just want to make sales, or there's an owner's track, which is the blue column on the left. And that's where Mike and I have traveled all the way up to the top. And I know Brad is on his way up to the top. Brad is approaching agency ownership, which is very exciting. We're going to meet some of Brad's team here in a little bit. But Brad, I'd love for you to share an example. Okay, if someone's here and they've got 15 to 20 hours a week and they want to do this on a part-time basis, what does that look like?
Yeah, and I wanted to say one thing real quick, because the starting contract level of 70%, where I came from before, it was 25%. So coming here at 70 was definitely, I mean, it was higher starting here than where I ended up after 3 years at the previous company. So definitely, I got promoted just starting with Symmetry. So, but 15 to 20 hours per week, because again, remember, a lot of people, they might come from a different industry, or they might have another career job going, or they just want to have some extra income. So a lot of people start here part time. And the example we have, like Sarah said, 15 to 20 hours per week, 6 sales per month at the 70% contract level. And again, we're using the $1,000 annual premium volume. And we get a 75% advance, which means when you get paid out the commission, you get paid 75% of that commission up front. And then you'll get the 25%, the rest of the commission, paid out on months 10, 11, and 12 of that first policy. So the example is, if you do 6 sales, that's 6,000 annual premium volume. If you times that by the 70% contract, you're at 4,200. Not bad part-time, right? So of that 4,200, you get the 75% advance, which brings it to $3,150, which would give you the annual advance for the year of $37,800. When you add in that other 25% on months 10, 11, and 12, it brings it to right at 50,000 part-time. Pretty.
Hello?
I
I wish someone told me about this years ago.
Well, I made 50,000. So I did 2 years part-time at a different company, and then I did a year full-time and busted it. Like, I work hard, and I made like right at 50,000 busting it. So, not, 50,000 part-time spare time is it's pretty exciting.
Pretty awesome. All right. So what about if you wanted to work full-time?
Yeah, so full-time, we have some people that come in and start part-time, and it just makes sense after making some good money. And then there's other licensed agents sometimes that come join Symmetry because of how great the company is, like myself. But the example here is 30 to 35 hours per week. And this is showing 15 to 20 sales per month. And now you're at an 85% contract level. And I'm not trying to brag, but I want to be authentic here, because a lot of times, we've seen a maybe an overview or something with a different company, and it just kind of seems not possible. But at 10 and a half months, I'm at a 90% contract level. So I'm a little bit higher than this. So it is possible. It does take some work ethic and some commitment, like Sarah said. But if you're at that 85% contract level, and again, the $1,000 on the annual premium volume, and you get the 75% carrier advance, let's see how those numbers look. So you're at 15,000 annual premium volume for the month, and at the 85% contract level, you're making 12 grand a month, 12,750. And of that 75% advance, you're making $9,562.50. Not bad, right? and then that brings it for the year to 114,750, and add the other 25% in on months 10, 11, and 12, you're at 153,000. And like I said, I'm not one to brag or but this is realistic. Is everybody going to do it? No, but not everybody's going to work hard, and everybody's different. But if you're committed and you come in here and work hard, I mean, this is spot on for where I'm at in my first year.
And let's just face it, to go from a 70% to an 85%, on the levels of promotion guidelines, it takes 6 months to get there.
Exactly. Yep.
And that's why we say you got to have that, like, you will make money. You will make money from day one. Okay. And you'll make more money when you've got that, like, kind of long-term philosophy. By the end of year one, you should be at 85, 90, 95% contract, because your skills will develop, right? The job will get a little easier when everything kind of comes together and all the moving pieces are understood, right? And you're maybe building a team and getting an override. I want to kind of show you what that looks like, because I mentioned that Symmetry offers ownership contracts when you do build a team. And let's just kind of give this as an example. Here's a woman who has built her business up to the 95% contract. She's helped a few people. Guys, we like to say it this way: your upline doesn't make a dime until you make $1. All right, let's look at this for a second. She has helped her agents get not just from a 70% contract, but all the way up to an 80% contract. So she's helped them plug into the system, get the training, get the activity, get successful, so that now they're at an 80% contract. And so she earns, every time they make a sale, she earns a little bit. It's called the spread. It's the difference between her contract commission and their contract commission. In this case, it's 15%. So I want to show you an example of that, because say Brad, we were to take that full-time agent who's doing $15,000 per month at now a 95% contract. You can imagine the difference. And she's got an agency. She's got a bunch of people on her team that are doing a total of about $35,000 monthly, and she's getting a 15% spread on that. Again, the carrier advance comes into play, but just on her own personal production at 95% with the carrier advance, it's $10,687 a month in the bank account. Adding in the team production now at 15% times the carrier advance, you're looking at about $3,937 a month. Times it by 12, add in the back end commissions, and you're looking at $234,000 for the year. If it takes you 2 years to get there, Brad, I know you'll be happy. People spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going to university and getting advanced degrees and PhDs and becoming a doctor. Guys, this is doctor income here. You can make doctor income in a matter of 2 years, sometimes less. Guys, I have a personal friend that's made it all the way to the top contract level in 1 year. Okay, now that's crazy talk. But imagine if it would take you 2 years to earn a $234,000 annual income. Would you do it? Would you be committed for 2 years to earn that kind of? I know some people are committed for 12 years of school and hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt to earn this kind of income. Whereas for the cost of an insurance license, if you're coachable, committed, and consistent, we can show you how.
Sarah, can I mention one thing real quick?
Absolutely.
So one of the biggest factors for me is where I came from before. It was 100% dependent on me and my market. So I had to go talk to all my friends and family, and there's that pressure, neighbors, neighbor would be walking down the street and, cross to the other side. They knew I was going to talk to him about some insurance. It's just got old, and you can't run a business strictly on friends and family. So that was one thing that attracted me, was like, wow, y'all have leads? Like, I've never had a lead. I don't even know what that looks like. I had no idea. So when I found out there were leads that people wanted us to call and talk to them, they had requested information, and then friends and family and people I know, and all that can be on like a bonus, like a cherry on top. And there's no pressure on that now. So it's the leads. The leads here have been life changing for me. I just wanted to share that because where I came from, in a lot of financial companies, there's no leads at all.
It makes a huge difference. Guys, you can build your business as large as you want it. Okay. When your agency is doing about 500,000 a month, you're probably not doing any more personal production in the field. Probably still getting about a 15% spread. Now we're talking $56,000 a month. Guys, before Symmetry, the most I'd ever made in a calendar year working 3 different jobs was $30,000 a year, working about 60 hours a week. Here, we have an opportunity to grow our income to something crazy like 56,000 a month, $900,000 a year. What happens, Brad, when say you get to the top contract level of 120%? Say you help somebody else get to the top contract level. Where does the spread go at that point? Do you just like not earn anything anymore? And Symmetry's like, oh, thanks, you did all this work, great. What happens then?
Get bonuses
What?
on the whole company.
All right, it's called the equity bonus, and it's probably one of the coolest things out there. Again, another thing that I don't believe any other company out there does, makes Symmetry unique, is that, for the fruits of your labors, getting yourself to the top contract and helping at least one other person get to the top contract, you'll actually earn what's called an equity bonus. Equity bonuses are bonuses off the entire company. Right now, the smallest equity bonus is about $19,000 a month. And the largest one that happened just last month was over $100,000 for the month. Again, when has anyone ever sat you down to say, here is a proven system, a proven roadmap on how to earn over $1 million a year with a proven system, all for the cost of an insurance license, right? I don't know where else you can go. Fast track bonuses, if you get off to a fast start, you can earn an extra $12,500 in bonuses and earn a trip to an exotic destination. We've got perks like you don't have a life insurance policy, Symmetry will pay for your first year for free. If you don't have health care coverage, we've got the My Health policy where you can get discounts on what's available in the marketplace. Guys, I know people right now who don't want to give up a job that they hate because they got the benefits, right? And Mike and I have been self-employed for over 10 years. We've had our own health insurance for a long time. It's not as scary as you think it is. You can do it. Dump the toxic job, dump the toxic boss, dump the toxic coworkers, come to a place that's positive, and you're going to grow yourself and your income. Earning trips along the way. Mike and I have been on 8 different carrier trips in the last 7 years. Sadly, we were not able to travel this past year, but we are scheduled to go to Costa Rica in September. But we've been all over. We've been to Cancun, we've been to Alaska, we've been to Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, Santa Monica, Laguna Beach. We've been to a lot of different places, all on someone else's dime. 5-star, all expense paid trips for you and a +1, just for doing enough production. The insurance companies have deep pockets when it comes to their marketing and treating their agents to a special trip each year. So I hope to see you on a trip. They're one of the most fun things ever. So Brad, this is the last page of this presentation. This is who are we looking for? We're looking for people who are willing to listen, work, associate, and change. And we've got one of your agents on, Trey. I'm going to bring him on here with us. And Brad, if you would just introduce Trey when he comes on, I'd love to hear. Trey is just a few months into the business, kind of hear what his story has been. So, hey, Trey, thanks for coming on. Brad, how do you know Trey?
I've known Trey probably about 10, 12 years through some mutual friends, and we've always kind of stayed in touch. And great guy, become a good close friend of mine. And he actually was at the previous company with me, and ended up leaving there a little bit before me. Again, just because a lot of the culture and just not many people making money. And that's one of the best things here, Sarah. Like you said, is when you have other agents, like it's a great thing to make money, but when you have other agents starting to make money, like then this gets exciting because that's even more exciting. That I get a big commission. I love when my agents do it. It's just a great feeling. So Trey had left there, and some things kind of shifted over the last year, and kind of with his career, and we got back in touch and kind of told him what I was doing, and didn't keep it a secret. And he came in here, and like you said, he listens. He's coachable. We talk every single day. He's calling me and Phil. I know he talks to you some, and he's just a great guy with a lot of discipline, and he's going to make it big here. So remember his name, even though he might not believe it sometimes. He's going to be big here. So Trey, share a little bit about kind of your background and how you got here, and what you're excited about.
Okay, thank you, Brad. Thank you, Sarah, for having me on the call. It's exactly what Brad said. I've known Brad for 10, 12 years through some mutual friends, and the last 14 years of my life, I have been in retail management for Publix and for Sam's Club, and I did make a good salary, but nights, weekends, holidays, uh, and when you're in retail, whether you're management or not, you're there all the time, right? Um, you can't hear them now, but I have 4 kids and a dog and a wife, and that doesn't that lifestyle doesn't really work with retail management and vice versa. Uh, and I did try with a previous company, uh, trying to get out of the whole retail lifestyle. And like Brad said, it was cold market, warm market, everybody just trying to find somebody that would listen to you. Um, and that's not fun. If you've never done it before, just take our advice. It's not fun. And so he told me that, he was now with Symmetry. There was a lead system and stuff like that. And uh, it also happened just so naturally because I reached out to him because I wanted to renew my license. I didn't use it for about a year, but I wanted to renew it because I went through the time, took the test, um, paid all my fees, and I was like, you know what, I might use this again. Uh, and then I had a few people reach out to me that knew I previously had done work in the financial industry, and it was just so natural and such a God thing that they reached out to me. I started doing their business a week after I got my license renewed, and I've kind of been here ever since. Uh, for people that are new or that are thinking about coming to Symmetry, this is my I'm like at 3.5 month mark or something like that. So if you count the first half, that counts as a month, and I'm already Brad and Phil. They're already getting my paperwork ready for my second promotion. My second 5% increase. In 4 months. So now I'm I will be out at an 80% contract level, and I mean that's just such a big deal to be able to do that with no experience. I mean, when I say I had a little bit experience and I tried before, it was just a little bit. Um, so coming here, getting with people that I truly feel like they want to help me succeed, provide for my family, help other families. It's a really big deal, and Sarah hit it on. I mean, just right on the head. If you are consistent, coachable, um, I forgot the other C, sorry,
Committed.
but there you go. That falls into consistent for me. You just have to do it. You have to keep going. This will be, you have to treat it like it's your job. If you want the results that you see other people getting, you have to treat it like it's your job, whether it's part-time or full-time. And once you treat it like that, and as Sarah pointed out, the longer you do it, the better you get, um, the easier it gets. So you just keep doing it, keep plugging away, um, listen to your upline and everybody that knows more than you. And as long as you keep going, you will see success.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you. That was very well spoken. And we're so excited for your success here, Trey. And so excited to see you really just doing the system, just plugging in, doing it. You're coachable, you're committed, you're consistent. And I'm really excited to see what 2021 has in store for you. So, congratulations on your promotion. And Brad, I want to thank you for sharing with us tonight as well. Guys, I want you to remember as we wrap this up, there's two words that I want you to remember. Two words. What's next? All right. What's next? Get with the person that invited you and just say that. What's next? I saw the corporate overview. I'm in. What's next? You might need to get your license. Okay. You might need to fill out some paperwork. You might need to go through some onboarding, some training, but what's next? Keep coming back. What's next? What's next? What's next? And I promise you, we won't steer you wrong. So, guys, I hope you'll stay on. That's it for our corporate overview. I'd like to open this up now for a meet and greet. Okay. Honestly, this is my favorite time of the week. I'm